Close your eyes for a second. You're at war with all of Europe. Millions of soldiers, endless battles, and your country is already broke. So here's the real question. How do you pay for the most expensive wars in history when you don't actually have the money? This is the story of how Napoleon didn't just conquer Europe with armies. He did it with cash. And when the money stopped flowing, everything collapsed. When Napoleon took power, France was a financial disaster. The revolution had wiped out the old tax system. Inflation was high. The state was drowning in debt. Most leaders would slow down. Napoleon did the opposite. He understood one brutal truth. No money means no army. No army means no empire. So his first move wasn't on the battlefield. It was in the treasury. In 1800, Napoleon founded the Bank of France. This gave the government control over loans, stabilized the currency, and made large-scale war possible again. For Napoleon, this was simple math. Fix the money first, then take over Europe. But the bank was just the foundation. The real brilliance came next. Napoleon turned war into a self-financing machine. Every time his army marched into a new country, that country paid the bill. Occupied territories were hit with heavy taxes. Governments were forced to pay massive war indemnities, and Napoleon's soldiers were supplied directly from the land they conquered. France didn't pay to feed the army fed itself. As long as Napoleon kept winning, the system worked. Victory created money. Money created the next victory, and then there was the part nobody likes to talk about. Loot, gold, silver, state treasuries, priceless artworks, all of it flowed back to France. Many of the artworks you see in the Louvre today arrived in Paris during Napoleon's campaigns. War wasn't just about domination, it was also business. Napoleon knew that conquest didn't just weaken his enemies, it strengthened his budget. Another key to keeping costs down was manpower. Instead of relying on expensive mercenaries, Napoleon introduced mass conscription. Millions of young men were drafted into the army. This allowed him to build enormous forces without paying enormous wages. Human lives were cheaper than hiring professionals. Cold, efficient, effective. With cheap manpower and conquered lands paying the bills, Napoleon built the largest fighting force Europe had ever seen. But here's the problem with a system like this. It only works if you keep winning. The moment victories slow down, the money dries up. British naval blockades crushed trade. Occupied territories became harder to control, and the wars dragged on longer and longer. Then came the decision that changed everything. Russia. Napoleon marched east with a massive army, expecting another self-financed victory. Instead, he found empty land, burned cities, and no resources to steal or tax. The campaign drained the treasury. The army collapsed, and there was nothing coming back to pay for it. No loot, no taxes, no indemnities, just losses. That was the moment Napoleon's financial magic ended. He was still a military genius, but genius without money doesn't last long. His empire began to fall apart, not because he forgot how to fight, but because he could no longer afford to fight. And that's the real lesson of Napoleon. Wars aren't won by tactics alone. They're won by whoever can pay for them the longest. When the money stopped, Napoleon stopped.